Tottenham lose again. Tottenham bottle it again. Jose out trending globally right now. Globally, Tottenham fans are calling for the head of their manager, Jose Mourinho. Barely a glove laid. 8 attempts. Most of them were benign. One good save made by Sanchez in goal for Brighton. Only 9 controlled touches in the Brighton box all game. And this is against Brighton, a team who have not won a game at home all season. The approach play lacked any urgency from Tottenham. There was no togetherness as a team. There was no creativity. There appeared to be no plan. The tactics and the system that worked so well for Jose Mourinho earlier on in the season have gone. And it doesn't strike me as strange at all. Aurier out of the squad in the bad books. Dele Alli, a dressing room favourite, a player loved by many at Tottenham Hotspur, ostracised, not just out of the first team, but out of the first team squad, not even training with the first team at times. Jose's pushing for a move to get him out of the football club. Is he losing this dressing room already? I want your views. I want your opinions. We're going to be getting some of the panel on very, very soon. We're going to delve into your calls. But what I know for sure right now is Tottenham fans are calling for Jose Mourinho's head. Jose out trending. Brighton with a better team tonight. They win 1-0. That is 3 wins from 10. Just 3 wins from 10 for Jose Mourinho's men. They were in a title hunt a handful of games ago. They were being spoken about as one of the teams on the rise. Jose getting his mojo back. And I stand by what I said back then. A happy Jose is a dangerous Jose. But he didn't get what he wanted during this transfer market. He's fallen out with Ali. He's fallen out with Serge Aurier. Are we now starting to see the players think twice about running through these brick walls for him? Because it's the second game running where the performance levels of Tottenham have been absolutely awful. And when you look in this run, I'm going to turn around here and look at my screen. You look at this run of 10 games. Yes, they beat Leeds well in that run of 10 games. Actually, it starts with the Arsenal. Excellent. They're excellent against Arsenal. Average against Palace. Did well against Liverpool, but didn't come out on top. Battered by Leicester. Average against Wolves. Very good against Leeds. Average against Fulham. Very good against Sheffield United. Battered by Liverpool. And then, in my opinion, the scoreline weren't a battering tonight, but the performance levels were night and day. Brighton have not won a game at home since lockdown ended. You're getting towards the best part of 12 months. Absolutely shameful. Shameful performance from Tottenham Hotspur tonight. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. I need you to smash that like button for me right now, people. If you're a Tottenham fan, do you want Jose Mourinho out? I want to hear from you. The super chats are already coming in here. Man like Jerome says, never been so, I think he means pissed off, Terry. I am disgusted by this team. Every time we lose to Liverpool, our heads go down. I am so annoyed by this team. Every time they let me down. Weak mentality. Just pathetic. I want to ask you a question, Jerome. I know you're a big Tottenham fan. Is it time to think about sacking Jose Mourinho? It's trending right now. It's all over the world. It's trending right now. Jose out. That's what's flying around the world. What do you think, my friend? Got a comment here from a Chelsea fan in a super chat. Says, Bottle Job FC back again. You love to see it. Big up, everyone. Is it a Spursy thing? Is it a Jose thing? Is it the combination? But for me, that's the big talking point tonight. We're going to get some of the panel on Prime and Gemma backstage. We've also got Jake, who's here as well. Not had him on in a while. I know he's not happy with Jose. Eleanor is on her way. Alex is on his way as well. We need to keep hitting that like button, though. Big shout out to our title sponsors, Manscaped. You can get your 20% discount off all male grooming products right about now. Make sure you go and you get that done. I did miss a super chat as well from the Devil's Advocate. It already disappeared by the time I got to it. It says, the wheels on the bus are falling off. Should I sing it? It says, the wheels on the bus are falling off. Falling off. I shouldn't really laugh. Do you know what? In the end, this week, it hasn't turned out too bad for Manchester United in all intents and purposes. I would love to have beaten Arsenal, but some poor results for top four challenges, which is more where we are. Miles here says, get this man out of Spurs. I can't support my club like this. Going to get Jake on now to have his say, and then we're, of course, going to get Eleanor on as soon as she's here. We'll put some rivals into that later. I know Gem and Prime are waiting patiently backstage. Remember, if you're a Man United fan, right now live on the Football Terrace, that United show is live. If you want to go check that out as well, feel free to do so. We're dual streaming. That's the size of the Football Terrace community. We can cover two teams at once and still have two of the biggest football streams out there right now. I love you. I love my community. You're simply the best. I sound a bit like David Brent when I said that. Let's get Jakey boy on here. Jake, listen, mate, I know you are fuming. It's another defeat. Jose's football looks dead at the minute. Give me your thoughts, mate.
Oh, man. Before I say anything about the manager, I'm just going to let everyone know, right? We know the issues with Daniel Levy. I've been Levy out for years. Right, we know the issues with the players. Our defense is horrid, absolute horrid. All of our back line, they shouldn't be in this team. A lot of them are deadwood from a few years ago, right? So before we get onto the manager, let me just say that before any Jose sexual gets onto me, right? But this manager is killing me, man. I remember a few years ago, you had a guy called Mo, who was a Man United fan, who kept saying, this is killing me. I'm feeling the same. I know exactly how he feels now. This is reminiscent of Santini 04. Juan de Ramos 08, AVB 13-14. This is bad, man. This is awful. There's one thing playing this kind of football against team superiority. That's fine. I'm happy with that. That's winning football because you win the games in a, properly against teams below you. And then you win the games in a different way. Adaptability is what makes a manager great. Jurgen Klopp did it a few years back. He was attacking constantly. And then when he decided to actually switch it up a little bit, even just before he got Van Dijk, that's when he started playing, switching up against better opponents. And then he got Van Dijk and they've won massive. Obviously, we've known what they've done since. This manager is playing the same way every single game, from Crystal Palace to Fulham to Brentford and now Brighton. Every bit of attacking prowess any of our players have. And Ndombele, Son, Kane, when he was fit in the past few months. These are quality players. You're telling me they should be losing to Brighton and they should be losing in this way? It's a joke. It's a joke.
Mate, listen, I've kind of been to and fro with Jose for over a year now. And I said, I don't have an issue with these. Let me rephrase this right. I don't have an issue with these tactics in terms of they can win you matches, they can win you titles, they can win you what they need to. But Jose needs to keep a happy dressing room. That's where I think he's struggling the most, because the Dele Alli situation seems to be handled. Whenever you've got to ostracize such a quality player, Dele Alli for me is a very good footballer. The way he's being ostracized and treated is always going to upset the dressing room. Just look at how Frank Lampard has just lost his job. It's identical. And the irony is Lampard's almost copying his mentor in how to manage people. That stopped being doable in the early teenies. Like 10 years now, you've not been able to manage individuals like that. And it's why Fergie was the greatest, because he changed the way he spoke to particular players because of how they handle things. And I look at that, the style of play you've got. Aurier he had an awful game first half against Tottenham. Storms out of the ground at halftime, not involved today. I'm not too sure whether they've said he's injured or not, or is he suspended or injured, or have they not said?
I think he might be arrested for Chelsea, hopefully.
Maybe, but for me, it's a case of it's your punishment for leaving at halftime. I bet that was handled poorly. You had negative tactics to a negative feel in the dressing room under Jose Mourinho, and it's complete and utter poison. Right now, if you had your say, would you have Jose Mourinho sacked?
Yeah. I mean, I think he's very lucky the fans aren't in the ground right now. He would be getting slated to the core mid-game as well for sitting back just mid-game. I think there'll be fans screaming attack. You, Terry, you'd know this. You've seen this at your own club.
Jose only works when if you're winning games, people can accept it. As soon as these performances drop, and you're playing Brighton, who haven't won a game at home in nearly a calendar year, haven't won a game at home this season, and they outplayed you, they battered you. Why he started Gareth Bale can't run.
No.
Gareth Bale looked like he was having a kickabout with his kids in the park. He can't run. He can't move. He's an awful decision by Jose Mourinho. I actually didn't think Vinicius had that bad a game when he came on, almost scored, good touch and turn. But you got to think, give him 4 or 5 opportunities like that in a game, you might have won. Like, look how close he got, but he didn't get the opportunities. It was awful to watch. It really, really was. We're going to add Eleanor in there. Eleanor, obviously a big Spurs fan. Awful performance tonight. Before I get your views, got a few super chats to do before they disappear. Jerome here says, I will not say Jose out yet. But what annoys me is the way we cannot get back after a loss. It's just disgusting. This weak mentality has always been with us. I hear you on that. We call it a Spursy thing. Commenting from Ran, who says from this game, you'd think Brighton were top of the table and Tottenham were at the bottom. Just embarrassing. Tottenham until I die says, make Højbjerg captain right now. # come on, you Spurs. Eleanor, from your point of view, another terrible performance. Jose out trending. Give me your thoughts, please.
Well, I said from the beginning, the way we were playing wasn't sustainable. I said that Kane was like near enough like on an injury because of how much he's tracking back, running forward. He's got weak ankles as it is. He gets one injury. That's what it is. It just seems like at this point we are looking at why are we playing wing backs, like fullbacks that are not fullbacks? Like we played Sissoko as right back in the second half, fair enough, whatever. But we shouldn't be playing him as a fullback anyway. We had Davis playing in a back three. Like it's just shocking. Like this football is shocking. We had about 1 attempt before Vinicius came on. I mean, first half we literally did nothing. There is no excuse for this football. You cannot defend Jose Mourinho right now. You genuinely can't. Like you genuinely can't. This football is not football. We're not playing anything. Like I just want to understand what was going through his head as to why he's crying for a striker. Like when we didn't have a backup striker, you know, when he said against Chelsea in the cup, he was like, oh, who are you going to play up top? And he said, well, nobody, because I don't have a striker. You are begging for a striker. We then get you a striker. You do not play him. Like, I just do not understand what the reasoning is. I genuinely don't. I genuinely don't understand why he cries for these players, doesn't get them in. This football is just terrible. There is not much you can defend him on. I don't think they're playing for him. I don't think the players are playing for him. I think that's an issue in itself. It doesn't look like they're playing for him. The formation was shocking. And he changed it back to a back 4 in the second half, but it's just not good enough. It's just not.
I hear you. Alex is with us. Another terrible performance from Tottenham. We're getting a bit of echo from you. I don't know if you've got your earphones in or not, but it's a terrible performance again from Tottenham tonight. Jose picking the wrong team, making the wrong substitutions, barely a proper chance created. It's all falling apart for your team, isn't it, Alex, this season?
Well, today it was just slow, functional, no energy. I didn't like the team. Because when you play Song up front and Birdvine up front, you've got to play through the lines and play through the midfield and try and be clever and try and play balls in between the defenders. But we're booting upfield, so it was pointless. I think Vinicius should have been up front. And when we played Vinicius, it looked a little bit better, but Brighton were better than us. And yeah, it just wasn't very good. I don't really like Sissoko on that right hand side. I don't like him in right midfield. I think he's a centre midfielder.
Alex, what do you think? Like you said, it was slow. Why was it slow? Do you think these players, as Eleanor had just said, do you think these Tottenham players no longer want to play for Jose Mourinho? Because for me, it looked like a lack of dedication.
I don't want to say that because I think that's really bad on the players. I think you really, for your own self, you want to play. But I think like I said, it's a collective where it doesn't look, like I say, it doesn't look. There's just no connection at the moment at all.
Yeah, but what's leading to that? You're beating about the bush again, Alex. What is leading to that? Is it that you're saying it's a collective. I get that, but what are the key? Why has it gone so wrong? You know, and you were up near the top of the table in the first part of the season. Since then, it's dwindling away. They cut you open tonight like a tin of beans at times. They opened you up. Why are Tottenham, with your quality of players, with one of the best managers in the world, why are they not able to do it? And it's been a number of games like this. You've got 3 wins in 10. You can't just keep saying it's a collective, Alex. Get yourself off the fence, get the splinters out your ass, and tell us what it is.
Well, that's all I can say, because at the moment, when we were winning games, the reason why we're winning games is because we had Højbjerg, who was defending in midfield, who was doing all of it, but unfortunately can't do all the time. And we had Harry Kane and Son. So that's the reason. When Kane, he doesn't have a way of playing without Kane and Son, doesn't he? And that's what my concern was at the beginning when we were winning. It was papering over the cracks before. And that's why I said I don't think he did have another plan. And I'm confused why he didn't play Vinicius, you see. But the midfield is not right either, to be honest, because Højbjerg is doing really well, but he can't do it on his own. The defence, there's the combination is always wrong in terms of whether you're going to have Alderweireld there, or Sanchez there, or Rodon there, or Dyer there. It's always wrong. We don't know where it's going. And then obviously you've got the fullbacks as well, which is a problem when one's out and one doesn't play. I thought Tanganga was going to play down that right hand side. I thought that was the secret. Well, that was the whisperings I was hearing.
Alex, what's your response to Jose out trending right now globally? A lot of Tottenham fans calling for his head. Do you agree with them? Does Jose Mourinho have to lose his job?
No, because it's very reactionary. I've told you already. I don't like Jose. I've told you this already. But I've got common sense. You know, we've decided to have Jose as manager. We can't get rid of him. We can't afford to get rid of him because of the release clause. So you know, we've got to stick with him now and just work with him and do what he would and work together. Don't leave him. Need to work together.
Add something. I just want to add something. I just want to say, you know, when I was bantering the Arsenal fans and I was saying you can't say your team is worse than their team. Like you can't say your team is worse than the likes of Fulham and that is not like, you know, that is not possible. So right now I cannot say our team is not better than that team. Our 11 that played was certainly better than them. So for me, there is one person to look at, and that is the manager. I'm not saying he should go because, yes, he's our best chance at a trophy, but there is definitely questions that need to be asked. Changes need to be made. Levy needs to make it maybe clear that if you carry on like this, you will lose your job, because this is not acceptable performances. The formation and lineups, it's almost like he's trying to get sacked with those lineups. It doesn't make any sense to me sometimes. Like he's not playing. He can play, but he's not playing.
I agree. Jake, one second. Jake, like Alex said, there's no common sense. It's too reactionary to call for his head. What's your response to that, mate?
I just think that we didn't get anyone this window, and when we really needed to, and I think it could be Jose doing what Jose does and throwing his toys out the pram. It could be that. We've seen it before in the past a few times. It is the players. The players they're hideous. Our back line it's awful. It's always going to be susceptible on the break or even under pressure. But this manager.
Okay, can I just respond to that, please? Because I hear this from Tottenham fans, and this is what winds me up. Because we're not playing FIFA here. We don't play FIFA. You know what I mean? I think a lot of Tottenham fans play FIFA and Football Manager and think it's like that. Unfortunately, reality, we can't just get rid of the players. Okay, so let's just get that real.
I know
at the
exactly.
moment. But let me just finish. Because I'm not having a go at you, mate. Because you're not the first person that said this, yeah. Because I've heard the Discord people, and it just makes me laugh. You just can't get rid of the players, okay? Because if we were to get rid of the players, we should have done that during the summer and doing.
We should have done that years ago. But the problem is, I get. Listen, I'm Jose out here. I never wanted this manager, right? I never wanted this guy to take charge.
I'm like you as well, mate.
Our attacking players are good enough to beat Brighton. We don't have the manager.
I totally agree.
We don't have the manager that facilitates.
We're not playing to our strengths.
Exactly. I totally agree with you. Our defenders keep playing it out. Against Liverpool, that's when I got angry the most, because we have a player in Ndombele who has that ability to break lines on the half turn We have him. He's absolute quality. But what do? Instead of giving the ball to him or Højbjerg, who's very competent on the ball as well, we go out wide, overshoot the ball, undershoot the ball.
Yeah.
That isn't tactics. That is literally what Sam Allardyce and Tony Pulis do.
Yeah.
Yeah. The issue is...
Sorry, Alex, I'll come to you in a sec, mate. What I would say as kind of a neutral watching it, I'm a rival, but I'm a neutral, is you've got a better team than Brighton. You've got a better team than Fulham. You've got a better team than Leeds. You beat them. You've got a better team, I think, than Wolves, player for player from front to back, in my opinion. You've got a better team than Palace. You've got a better team than West Brom. You scrape past them 1-0. When you look at this bad run that you've been on, the majority of the team, like losing to Liverpool, you can take it because it happens. They're Liverpool. They're the best team in the country. You know, you lose to City. You're losing to Leicester. It's disappointing, but Leicester are really good this year. It's the performances against teams like Brighton. Even though you want to improve your backline, it should be good enough to withstand Neil Maupay and Trossard. It just should be. They haven't won a game at home all year. Like, it's a madness. And for me, there's too many excuses here. It comes down to the system. Jose's system requires his players to give the run. I'm watching back replays as you're all talking, and it's who's your number 23? Is that Bergwijn?
Yeah.
So it's footage of Bergwijn tracking back. You know when Connolly should have scored to make it 2-0? He's tracking back, but you can tell he ain't sprinting hard. Your team's losing 1-0. The other team's on he's just casually jogging back.
We shouldn't have to pay Bergwijn. Bergwijn is there to defend. We should be able to attack against Brighton. Like, Bergwijn is there not to attack.
I understand that, but it's work ethic. There is.
I know, I get that, but that's why I worry that they're not playing for him anymore. There is a worry.
If he doesn't defend, he's not in the team. He's not in the team.
No, I agree.
Straight up, he's not in the team. You see what I'm saying? That's why Bell's not in the team. And I'm surprised that I think he got pressure to put Bell on the team.
Unfortunately.
I think think the only reason Bell's in the team because he got pressure to put in the team because there's so much pressure on him.
He only is in the team because of injuries. He's only in the team.
Oh no, it's nothing to do with injuries. I think because I thought Moy was going to play or somebody else, but I didn't think Bell was going to play. I was shocked when he was in the team because I thought Nishi should have played. Or Moira, even though I think Moira's not very good down the wing, though, unfortunately.
Eleanor, how much more of this can you take until you want Jose Mourinho sacked? Because Jose out's trending, as I say, more and more fans are turning. I can see it because it happened at Man United. Everybody's starting to bubble. Everybody's starting to get frustrated. You've got Chelsea Thursday, right? You've got Chelsea Thursday, massive game.
We've also got City coming up.
City too. If you get battered in those couple of games, do you think that could be curtains for Jose in terms of the fans going, don't want it?
I think if there was fans in the grounds, maybe. I think fans in the grounds would have definitely changed. I think wouldn't have had as much time. But because there's no fans, it's going to cost a lot of money. I don't see Levy sacking him. Now, that doesn't mean what I want. I can understand there's two arguments. Yes, we're in a cup final, we're in all the cups, blah, blah, blah. But when I look at the sustainability of the football we play, I just don't see it. We were relying on two players to score every goal. That's not sustainable. One of them's now out. We have a backup striker that we hardly play. It's just everything is sort of adding up. You've got a right back, which is our best right back at the club with Aurier, definitely the best right back at the club. But there's been a fallout there. When Jose Mourinho gets upset, you cannot keep him at a club. You know that more than anyone, realistically. So I just think that it's just a ticking time bomb, and I don't see how long we're going to take it. I understand he's probably, like you said, throwing the toys out the pram because of the transfer window. I said from the beginning, getting him from the beginning made no sense to me because we do not back managers, and Jose Mourinho requires a lot of money. He spent 400 million at Man United and then got sacked. Like, what I'm trying to say is he needs money to succeed. We do not give managers money. So unless he's throwing the toys out the pram or something, we're not going to give him another get whoever you want window. That is not going to happen under Levy. So would he sustain the summer? I don't know, but I don't see him sustaining much longer. But realistically, as long as we're in contention of top four, which the way the league is, we're in contention of the top four, and we're in all the cups, I don't see him going because Daniel Levy is so starstruck because he wanted him before he went to Chelsea. He wanted him back then.
I hear that, and I think it makes sense. I mean, you're 6 points off the top four. You do have that game in hand. That's why this Chelsea and this City game are intriguing, because if you get bad results in those matches and suddenly it's 12 points away from fourth place, although this season has been very topsy-turvy, you suddenly go towards 24, 25 games in, there's a 12-point overhaul, and it becomes more precarious. The biggest concern I would have right now as a Tottenham fan is the fact that he's definitely fallen out with Dele Alli. The way he's been, you can tell. There's now the situation with Serge Aurier. As a Man United fan that experienced this, Chelsea fans will tell you the same. Real Madrid fans will tell you the same. There are just the hallmark signs of a Jose temper tantrum coming. If he comes out with a "if I speak" type scenario, if he mentions like, if he comes out with a comment along the lines of, and everyone watching, watch out for this, it will be sort of like a defender at a rival team will put in an amazing performance, and it will be like, I wish we had someone of that quality. It'll feel like a really snide dig at his players.
Oh, yeah.
That's what Jose Mourinho does. And you're right. Jose does it to get himself sacked. So what Jose does more than nothing when he gets angry is throwing his toys out of his pram and then picking up that severance pay. Viewers, we're going to get the rest of the panel on now. We're going to get Jem. We're going to get Prime into the mix. Do me a big, big favor and smash that like button. When we're done here, though, I need you to get yourselves over. Actually, if you want to do it now, go big up Bits and Bobs. He's running his first That United show right now, simultaneously on the Football Terrace. We're going to be doing them. We used to stop doing the podcast whilst doing match reactions. We're going to do both at the same time now. Grow out those shows for people that want them. So go and check that out. It's live on the Football Terrace homepage as it stands right now. Elliot here says Tottenham equal dead club. Bow is there to sell shirts. Yeah, Gareth Bale now in hindsight looks an awful signing. 400 grand a week. And you can't.
He summed it up perfectly, Terry. Summed it up perfectly.
Big up all three of you to be so calm as I am livid. Jose had the tactics wrong in the first half, but those players are all to blame. No matter which manager we bring in, they will let us down.
Terry, you just summed it up perfectly there. That super chat summed it up perfectly about Bill selling shirts, because everyone was so happy about it. Me and my dad was desperate because the agent was laughing at Tottenham being linked with him 3 weeks ago. So I was sitting there thinking, why are we doing this for? It was just to appease the fans, and that was it. That was all it was.
Oh, I hear you on that.
Can I just add to that super chat that you just got about no manager can help us? I disagree massively. We have quality in this team, and a manager that wants to play positive football, they definitely can get something out of these players. If Jose Mourinho is unhappy, he does anything. He does this at every club. He needs to write a book at how he brainwashes every fan base to think it's all the players and never him, because he does this at every club.
He doesn't take responsibility.
Another manager coming in that plays better football will probably get more out of these players consistently. Maybe not 90-minute man. Maybe they might lose a final, but on a consistent basis, they might get more out of them. I do not agree that no manager can get anything out of these players.
No, you're right. Totally right.
And also, this is a losing mentality. This is not a winning mentality that's being shown right now.
Exactly. If you're trying to,
forget the mentality. The mentality is just a word that everybody's saying at the moment. Yeah, and ladies just summed it up perfectly, absolutely perfectly. He does not take responsibility. Klopp takes responsibility. Rodgers takes responsibility. You're so right, Elena. You are so right when you just said that.
Elena.
When Jose comes to pre-match and post-match interview, he never takes responsibility. He doesn't say, "Oh, I got it wrong. I got it wrong." He could have admitted it in a Liverpool game. Never does it. But Poch did. Klopp does. And look what's going on with Klopp right now.
Listen, but Poch bottled every big thing as well. So to be fair,
stop going on like that.
No. Let me just say what Jerome said. I'm backing one of my super chatters here. He's basically saying no matter what, we always get let down. The fact that so he's not lying. What he's saying is it doesn't matter whether it's Poch or Jose or Pep. He believes the Tottenham mentality, and it might be a buzzword, he always feels that he'll be let down in the end as a Tottenham fan. We've got a few more super chats, and we're going to get the boys on Monstars backstage as well. Terry, do you think Liverpool, Man City and United will pull away from the chasing pack? I wouldn't put Man United in that just yet. We'll see in the next few games, but it could happen. There could be a little bit of a Liverpool City thing when they pull away. The great thing for me is, I said this the other day, I looked today, Man United are 6 points safe in the top four. That's why I only want us focusing on the top and try and chase them down. It may not mean we'll win the league, But I think when we eventually look back, we could be 15 points clear inside the top 4, which would be amazing for us. Another super chat from Ben says, Maureen is already terrorizing Bottle Spurs. He hasn't even won a trophy with you yet. And finally, before we get the panel on, Carrie says Spurs should have kept Poch. I'm a Liverpool fan, but can see Poch getting more out of these players. It's not Eleanor. It is Eleanor, but not spelt like that. Does speak sense. Don't worry, Liverpool will beat Brighton this week. We're going to get the panel on now. Do me a favor, though. Nearly 4,000 people watching across multiple platforms. That's a massive number again. Biggest Tottenham stream on the internet. It's 5 games running now. That is amazing. So we love this community. A massive thank you to all of you. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, though. Right now, let's get this past 1,000 likes. Let's kill it. Get yourselves across to that United show. Go hit that up for bits and bobs as well. Let's get the panel on. Here we go. We've added the rivals in now as well. And it's a madness because barring Prime that we know is a Jose sexual, so I'm not sure where he's going to be. We've got Chelsea fans in here. We've got Chelsea fans.
They're ready to troll me. It's just, I know it.
I want to go to Jem first. What are you going to say, Jem?
It's getting boring now, isn't it? Let's be serious. It's boring. Alex, just accept that your mentality is a bottleless FC mentality, bruv. Just take it on the chin and accept it. At the end of the day, let's be serious. Your style of play, which I said back when you were sitting top and you were all happy, getting excited. Why are we not going to? Why don't you think we can challenge? With Spurs, we got Mourinho. We got this good team. It's not that. It's Mourinho only knows one style of football. Yeah, one style of football. And on top of that, you rely on 2 individuals to continuously win you games.
Who said this?
You haven't. One second. You haven't got. You haven't got any other players in that squad that contribute to goals, and that, unfortunately, is not going to win you anything.
Mm-hmm.
I've just got a quick thing to say quickly. Shout out Mel. Brighton Football Club have tweeted. Have you seen it? Brighton Football Club have tweeted.
Teams like Brighton.
Teams like Brighton. Hang on, why is this my camera? Focus, you son of a gun.
I can't see it.
Oh, God.
Brighton have tweeted that. Do you know what? Doesn't that show the power of social media? That football clubs know what we say, what we do with social media influencers. I want to go to Monstar. Do you agree with what Eleanor and Alex are saying? With a better manager, Spurs would achieve more than they did. Achieving more must mean winning trophies. Do you think they could do that with somebody else, or is this just Spurs being Spurs?
They're chatting nonsense. You had the best manager about, the best manager in the world, apart from obviously Fergie, the second greatest manager to ever grace the Premier League, Jose Mourinho, and still you can't do nothing. It's not Jose. It's your team, bro. You got that team is trash. You lot need to accept you're not a big club. When I hear North London is white or you're arguing with the Arsenal fans, no. North London is blue because London's blue. Do you get what I mean? Stop it. It's time to realize who you are, accept it. Listen, all 3 of you, gather together, take the L. It's a group effort now. Grab the L, and go and climb on, go sit under a rock where you lot deserve to be in. You're not in our conversation no more, innit? You're not. Don't ever compare yourselves to us. You had the greatest manager you could. You also had, Poch, who you lot loved so much. You love Poch so much. He couldn't win you lot jack. Do you know what I mean? He got to 2 finals, got spanked by us, got spanked by Liverpool, innit? You've got Mourinho. Mourinho, one of the greatest managers of all time. You still don't win anything. He
was one of the greatest managers of all time.
Hold on. He still is.
Thank you.
Yes, he still is. Yes, he still is. He's still
Everyone
capable.
comes to an end.
Let me speak. Let me finish.
No.
So you just got to be warmed up, mate.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Listen, let me finish.
You sound like blaming Alex. What's wrong with you?
I'm joking, man. Listen, it's over for you lot, man. You know what I mean? It's over.
That's what he's got.
I get your point. When under this,
is he finished now? Is he finished now? Thank you.
We're never going to win anything. We're not going to win. We're not going to challenge for titles under these lot, right? Because at the end of the day, the ambition is just to get top 4. We're not going to be up there. We're not going to be a top club until these lot go and we actually get some proper investment in and owners that will have that level of ambition. We know that. We get that. You know, that's not something we're arguing. But what I'm arguing is this Jose was, he stopped being an elite manager the moment he joined Man United, right? And then he stopped being a good manager the moment he joined us. That's all it is. He's finished. He is.
Still won trophies
If he
with them, bruv.
wins, if he wins a trophy, you guys,
Can I-
with you
can I
guys,
just- can I
then
just
he's
say
for me,
something
he's still elite.
Can I
To
say
win a
something
trophy at
yeah?
Spurs is an elite thing.
One start. I've heard all your talk now.
Oh, here we
Okay,
go.
go on.
Right, enough now. Right. He brought in Sacramento and Sacramento to press because he knew that he needs to press more. Okay, so Sacramento's there to do that. I don't know what influence he's had on the team. I know Ledley King's had influence because he's influenced Alderweireld. Because Alderweireld's got more confidence and he improved his game a little bit. Okay, so that's the answer to get Jose up to speed. Okay. I don't understand what Monster's talking about. Our expectations are top four. And the thing I need to finish on as well, Tottenham owners are not like Chelsea. It's not like that, okay? Joe Lewis is he's in the background, okay? So we have to fund ourselves with by selling things and investments and stuff like that. It doesn't work like Chelsea. So this thing about we need Joe Lewis to do this and bring in money and everything else, it's not going to happen. So I just need to finish that argument right now because I've had a conversation with other Spurs fans who I love, and I hopefully they'll come on the Spurs podcast with Elena as well. But this needs to finish with this whole thing about investment.
Eleanor, it's Eleanor, not Elena. Eleanor.
Elena. Well, I know.
He's just rattled. That's all it is.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I get what Monstar's saying. I think you Jose, I'm like in between both of your opinions here, right? I'm literally on the fence with this because I don't really have an issue with Jose. I don't think the idea of pragmatic managers is outdated and can't work in this era. I swear Diego Simeone is killing it in the La Liga right now as an example. It can happen. But it's about the one thing I think has gone on with Jose, and I agree, as soon as the going gets tough, a few bad results, fall out of a player, he loses his head. And that Irish gentleman that memed up me and KJ and that a few weeks ago when Spurs were top saying when we called him finished. That's why I didn't even respond to it because I was like, bro, actually what's what I said. It's all about his mentality, I think, is over. And he went through this period where he looked really happy and we thought, Jose's back. But he's got PTSD, bruv. He is so scarred from his time at Real Madrid. As soon as he gets to a little dressing room, the man wants to poke people in the eyes and thinks it's a conspiracy. It's like, nah, just be a little nicer to Ali. Like, just treat him like a human being. Be nice to him. Don't ostracize him. Don't make him train with the kids. You know, Sergio Aurier, there was a bust-up at half-time. But handle the situation so your player isn't storming off and leaving the stadium.
I'm angry about the Aurier situation. I'm really angry about the Aurier situation because Aurier has been through the ringer last year where he played through losing somebody. I've already mentioned that already. And Spurs fans need to be thankful to that and just leave it. You know what I mean? I'm not surprised. I am not surprised that things are popping off with him at the moment because obviously things are still raw with him, unfortunately. But he played through it. So I'll give him credit to that. I still think if you should sell him because of foreign quota. Unfortunately, we've got to do that because of numbers of foreign quota. And we know why that reason is. But I'm not happy about that. And I'm not happy about that.
Go on, Eleanor.
No, I just want to reply to what Monster said because I'm not denying that there's a mentality issue at Tottenham. There's definitely a mentality issue at Tottenham. I agree with you. But I cannot tell you that 11 is worse than the 11 that Brighton played today. It's just not. I just want everyone to be honest with the fact that Jose Mourinho is making many mistakes. And I agree. If 100%, if he was happy, everything looks fine and dandy. You look like the best team in the league. The minute he gets upset and the minute things go rocky, that's when he throws his toys at the pram and you're not getting anything from him. Like that. This is the problem. The problem is that when you've got Jose Mourinho, you need to keep him happy. And the fact that he's now fighting in our dressing room already, our players are looking, it's like third season come already. It's just annoying because for me, it just bothers me that Tottenham fans don't want to admit that Jose Mourinho is the one making these mistakes, these simple lineup changes, these simple lineup mistakes, these subs that make no sense. Another manager can definitely do something with this team long
If
term.
Frank Lampard's
Now,
available.
I don't
Elena, you're making some fantastic
want to
points.
deny-
I won't do any worse, I'll tell you.
But
Frank
Elena,
Lampard
you're
will do
making
good.
some
Trust me. He'll
fantastic
get you
points.
playing sexy football. Trust me.
Yeah,
But
you
Elena,
I don't
you're
want to
making
deny
some
that we're in a
fantastic
final
points.
and he might win that final. But when I look at the games and how we're winning games and how we're winning games is relying on 2 players. That's not sustainable football.
Yep.
So no matter what you say, yes, we are in a final. Yes, we're in all the cups. We can't rely on 2 players to get us through every season. So something's got to give. And that is Jose Mourinho's either tactics or the manager's got to change. He's got to be under pressure because things have got to change. Like, this cannot go on. You cannot
But Elena,
win every game like
we
this.
can't.
So another manager,
see-
yes, I think another manager can
I
get
hear
you
what
out.
you're all saying. I want to go to Prime here. Prime, we know how much you love Jose Mourinho. I want to ask you about Tottenham. Do you think Tottenham this season, we know they could still win a trophy, so they could pick up that League Cup. Do you think it's conceivable that they're going to make this top 4 now?
Before I answer that, I want to say thank you to everyone in the comments and the live chat for the support and everything from the previous stream that we did. But yeah, to answer your question, no, Spurs won't finish in the top 4, but I didn't think they would all season anyway. So they'll finish 5th, but I still believe they will win the Europa League. Spurs fans saying sack Jose now. 1, I think it's way too premature to do that. 2, does he not get paid something like 15 million a year?
Yeah, we don't have the money to do that.
Sack him at
So
the end of the
he's not getting sacked then.
Sack him at the end of the
Yeah,
season.
but it doesn't mean we can't
He's not
beg
winning
and
that.
hope.
Oh,
I
no,
think
we
if there
can
was
beg and
fans in the
hope.
ground,
I
we
am
would
doing
have.
it.
I think if there was fans in the ground, we would have sacked him, or there would be pressure.
I
If
doubt
he
that.
wins the trophy,
no.
he deserves 10
Doubt
years.
that.
If he
Too
wins
much.
the
No,
trophy,
no,
I cannot vote this
It'll be your
opinion.
greatest ever.
You know what,
Against
though?
it is.
Rubbish.
It's giving me out.
Monster's right. Monster's right, because
No,
Alex,
he's talking rubbish. He's talking
Alex,
rubbish.
allow it.
Honestly, you're telling me Carabao Cup. You're telling me Carabao Cup is going to give him? No, please.
Yeah,
Alex,
it is. He's
Alex,
great.
No, Terry.
Alex,
I don't
Alex,
agree with it.
love him or loathe him. If he wins the Carabao Cup, he's been more successful at your club than what
No, it's rubbish.
Yeah.
Rubbish.
No, it's
Rubbish.
You know, he
Rubbish.
does.
That's what he
Then
does.
if
He won't want
you
it.
really want him
Rubbish.
out,
Absolute
the worst
rubbish.
thing that happens is
Absolute
winning a
rubbish. I'm
trophy,
sorry.
because there's
If
no way
you're going to start
he's
saying
letting
that,
his
if
sort
you
of
start
long
saying
lost
that,
adopted prodigal
I'm
son
sorry,
go
that
if
is
he wins you a trophy.
Rubbish.
If
Rubbish.
Jose wins the Carabao
Rubbish.
Cup and
No, that's
without top
rubbish.
4,
I'm sorry.
if he wins the Carabao Cup without top 4, he's on the same level as the great Juan de Ramos. Great. And
Yes,
George.
Well, no.
exactly.
Not greater than Poch.
Time.
He's greater than Poch.
That's above Potts, though. Potts didn't win a thing. And there's a
Yeah,
super
but Poch did
He
more than.
elevated
Okay,
the
okay. Let me talk to Terry. Let me talk to Terry.
top 4. This team needs to be aiming for trophies and challenging for the Prem. Jose does not play that on the pitch. They need to step up and play for the badge. At the end of the day, Alex, you don't like hearing it, bruv, but a lot of Tottenham fans are not like you. They're not negative.
Okay, I don't speak for
Mate,
Tottenham
they wanna
fans,
win
Terry.
trophies.
I don't
If
talk to
Jose
Tottenham
turns
fans.
up
I
this
talk to
season
myself.
and you win
I
a
talk
couple
to
of
myself.
trophies,
I talk to
they are
myself.
going to hold it in higher
So
regard.
thank you very much, mate.
It's
I
harder
think
to get rid of it.
Terry, I've got a question.
myself, mate.
I've got
Sorry,
a question, Terry.
Alex,
Thank you very
I know
much.
it offended you.
That's what I'm gonna. That's what I'm gonna talk about.
Jose wins
I've
the-
seen my eyes on what's going on,
He's
mate. So that's
struggling
what
right
I'm
now. He
talking
wins you a
about.
trophy.
You can go on how much you want, mate. You know what I mean?
Went top as the most successful manager you've had in the Premier League era.
Yeah, but
Terry,
look at mate. Okay, let me dive direct at you then. Let me dive this at you. Poch had Wembley, went for 2 seasons. He had a squad that wasn't good enough. He made it good enough. He created all those stars. Dembele, Kane, Son. Who else was there? There was loads of players that he made better. Played us better. We pressed. We ran more. We ran more than most of the teams in 2016, 2017. We were the most players that ran more.
Hang on a minute.
So you can go on how much you want, Terry. You can go on how much you want, Terry. You're talking rubbish. And this is the thing with you, mate. I can finish you all day long, mate.
Alex,
everybody else. Oh my God. He won the running.
Rubbish.
Did you win the egg and
You're
spoon race?
talking rubbish,
Did you win the egg and
Alex,
spoon
Can I
race?
just say
Did you win the
something?
egg and spoon race?
Rubbish.
Did you win the egg and spoon race?
I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. It's just
I mean,
You're bottlers,
did you win the father and son race? Sack great. We sprint more.
Oh, you're funny, mate. You're funny.
Can I just add something?
You.
On the later.
Yeah, I just want to add something about this whole Poch thing. Okay, if Mourinho wins the Carabao Cup, yes, he's successful. Well done. But I don't think he's going to want to stay under this ownership. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who, like, if he's successful or not, because he won't be backed.
Why do you?
He won't be backed, so he's not going to want to stay.
Oh,
Why
Wi-Fi.
do you
So
guys-
it doesn't matter. Like, I think, yeah, okay, he will be. Yeah, he will be successful.
Can I
I
ask you
agree.
a serious
But
question, Elena?
if he
Why
wins
do you
that,
guys?
but-
Why do you guys keep saying just win the Carabao Cup?
Just.
okay,
Because we've
that's
done
it.
that
It doesn't
before.
matter.
We've
Whatever
done
it is,
that
win a
before.
trophy.
How many
Okay,
years
cool.
ago?
Like,
Elena,
whatever
Elena,
wording you want
Elena,
to use.
but Elena, I've
To
said
me-
here on the terrace that he's winning 2 this season.
That's fine. Okay, I hope he does. But what I'm saying is, he's not going to get the backing. He's not going to get like the backing that he wants. So if he's already throwing his toys out the pram,
Okay,
he
cool.
will
Cool.
not
I've got
be
a question,
happy
Elena.
in the summer once he wins a trophy and gets nothing. Literally, Levy will say to him, "You've done it with hardly any money. You're not going to need anything this season. You've already done it now." I don't think he realizes the way the inner works of Tottenham.
Elena.
Are you sure? Are you sure Levy's going to do that? You got to a
I
Champions League.
100% tell you. I know my club.
Can I
They will
ask
not
you a
have
question?
slightly
Quick
disagree
question.
in a way.
You got to a Champions League final. You lost that short, but you got to a Champions League final, and he invested
We got a lot of money for that. We got a lot of money for that. That's why.
But he
We
invested
got a lot of
big
money for that. That's why. It's whatever
Yeah.
we get in. If we do not make top 4, Jose Mourinho will not have a big spending budget.
But do you not
That is
think
that is point blank.
do you not think you're getting big? Do you not think you're getting big money by winning a Carabao Cup and a Europa League?
Do you know how much money you get for winning the Carabao Cup? Because it's hardly anything. If we win the Europa League, fair enough, cool, I agree. But what I'm saying to you is that without that top 4 money, that European money, we will not give him a big transfer budget. He will not be happy.
Just
That's
to touch on the top
bottom
4
line.
thing. Just to touch
He's
on the top
already
4 thing.
throwing his toys out the pram. He's already throwing his toys out the pram now without with this money.
Just to touch on the top 4 thing, you're not getting top 4. Top 4 is
That's
Chelsea.
fine. But then I'm
Chelsea.
saying to you, he's not going to get a
Okay.
transfer budget.
Can I just ask you a question?
We're
I
getting the top
slightly disagree because whenever our
Well,
top
so I love you, but you just banter, don't you, mate? You know what I mean?
Jake's talking. Sorry, go on.
I slightly disagree because when I think the season when we went to the Champions League final, we just finished like we were losing games right, left, and centre, and we still somehow managed to hold on to 4th. That's number 1, right? Number 2, we got into the Champions League final. There's a lot of money made there, and number 3, because that was under threat, we needed to invest. Whenever that's under threat, that's when we invest. If that's not under threat, like when we finished 2nd, like when we finished 3rd, like when we finished 3rd in 2015-16 as well, when that's not under threat, we're not going to spend because it's comfort.
So you genuinely think we're going to spend a lot of money this transfer window this summer? You think we're going to spend a lot of money as much as Jose Mourinho wants?
If we don't finish top 4, he'll spend more than if he
No,
I
did.
don't
we
agree.
won't, mate. We
If
won't.
we did get a Champions
We
League.
are owned by Enix,
We won't.
an investment company.
I'm not
What
saying
they
we
get
won't,
in is what
mate.
they put out.
I'm not saying they'll spend big, but I'm saying he'll spend more if we didn't make the Champions League than if we did.
No, we won't, mate.
No,
we won't.
he's
We
said
won't.
already. Daniel
It's-
Levy
we
has
won't.
said already.
My
We
gosh.
need top 4 to have a
Can I ask
transfer
you the
budget. He said
question,
that last
Exactly,
week.
Jake. I'm sorry. Whoever's telling you that, mate? I don't know who's telling you that, but that's not true at all.
Whenever
No, we need
That's
top
all.
4.
I don't
to
care
People
about
invest
your
to get into
finances
the
right
top
now.
four.
I want to ask you a
People
question.
want to invest to get into the top
Well,
four.
guys,
Jim, it's like 8-0 between us.
Go on,
mate.
Alex, shut up. I buried you ages ago, yeah?
Oh
Right,
my
listen,
Go on,
anyway.
Jem, ask your question, bro. Ask your question.
So there's 3 Spurs fans here. You all don't want Jose Mourinho as your manager. You moan about him for whatever reasons. Fair enough. That's cool. What managers do you want to come in to excel you to the next level, to the next stage, who can actually take this club and this squad of players and get the best out of them?
Tuchel's not available, by the way.
No manager will do that. But what I will say is, because under this leadership, no manager's going to do that.
Yeah,
I get
yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly.
But for now, just give me.
So then you're
happiness.
fucked, and you?
Just give me some.
What
give me some
are
nice,
you arguing about?
just give me some
Wait,
nice
I've got-
football, and because I don't want this.
Yeah, he's
Perry
right.
Perry
He's
community.
totally right.
Alex.
You know what? Spurs fans have just proven me right, and I love you all. My dad's one, but just gives nice football. You guys are happy just being bridesmaids,
No,
isn't it?
we're not
I'm not.
happy, but we know our owners. We
I'm
get
not.
our owners out.
You're happy.
No,
I don't
you're
care
wrong.
Perry.
Wait, I just want to interrupt.
Man, you out here catching the bouquet at every single wedding, but in your heart of hearts, you don't care if no man gets down on one.
Exactly.
I just want to interrupt. Yeah.
Exactly.
No, that's
Wait,
owners mentality.
Eleanor,
We need our
wait.
owners out.
I want us to win trophy. I
Yeah,
want
exactly.
Enix gone, done,
Yes.
finished.
Wait,
Thank
no,
you.
wait. I got a question, yeah, for the Tottenham fans.
Are you
It looks
talking
like
so much into the mic?
Samuel, take your mic away from that mic, bruv. Just speak properly.
Jose has skipped his 2nd season where he's successful.
where you're doing good in the league. If you can't sack him, who do you want to replace him? Because no managers out there that want to come to Tottenham, so you're stuck with Jose. It's a lose-lose situation.
Give me Ralph, man. Just give me Hasenhuttl, because right now
somewhat disagree.
Will come.
I somewhat disagree, because I think managers will want to come with the stadium, with the training ground, with the facilities we have. I think we can attract a Nagelsmann if we give a good enough contract. The way that we did with Mourinho, we gave him a 15 million a season contract.
Stop it.
Oh wait,
Stop it.
Eleanor, do you know the contract Julian Nagelsmann has right now?
Yes, I do. But if we are,
because Chelsea wanted him in the summer. We were trying to wait for Frank to end the season to get him in the summer. His contract is basically ironclad. We can't get him out, so Spurs won't be able to. That's done. Next.
If you ain't got the money to back it,
if we were a serious club, I don't think anything's going to happen now.
You've never been a serious
if we were
club, man.
You're not a
club,
serious club.
You're crap.
You're not a serious club. No chance.
But this is the problem. The problem is our owners is the main problem. But what I'm saying is, I want us to win things. Jose Mourinho is the best manager right now to get us a trophy. I understand that. Keep him for the rest of the season, get that trophy. Beyond that is an issue, because we cannot put up with this just for one trophy.
Eleanor, why would Hasenhuttl leave a mid-table team to join another mid-table team? Like, at least upgrade, bro. Like, it doesn't make sense.
We should be talking about managers at the moment. But Mourinho's not leaving. That's the thing. I mean, I don't mind.
I'm sorry, Alex. Listen, bruv, right? I can't take you seriously when you say things like Jose Mourinho has been sacked. Listen, listen. This is why you're chatting nonsense. You listen to all your media PR mob around Tottenham, right? Let's give some facts about Jose Mourinho. Everywhere it starts to go wrong, he falls out with the ownership and gets himself sacked. Everyone, you've all sat here and said he won't be backed how he wants. What happens to Jose Mourinho when he doesn't get backed? Chelsea.
Exactly. That's what I've been saying.
And that's fine. So for you, Alex, to sit there and say he's not going to get sacked. What planet are you living on, bruv? You are mad, brother. I love you. You're a great guy. But you are, honestly, what have you been sniffing, bruv? Because it's crazy.
He likes getting slapped.
Crazy. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? No, let's go then, Terry. Let's go.
Let's go.
What are you saying? Mug. What do you mean? Let's go. What way? What are you talking about?
Well, okay. Because you're saying I'm talking nonsense.
Alex, first thing you need to do if we're going to go into this, we're going to have a debate. Debunk the fact I just gave you. If you can debunk that, I'll have a debate with you.
What do you mean the fact? So what you said to me?
The fact.
The fact of what do you mean fact?
It's a fact.
What do you mean fact?
It's a fact.
Well, no, but what do you mean fact? Because that's not a fact.
Let me give you a fact.
You're telling me facts. Alex. Facts are something that is set in stone.
Yeah,
that's not a fact, Terry. So that's debunked your argument straight away, mate.
Alex, let me give you the fact. Let me repeat it.
Okay, then go on then.
There's two things here. You've all said the first thing is an opinion. Wait, let me get right to the end before you open that big trap of yours, right? The opinion is none of you Spurs fans thinks Jose is going to get backed. Right? Or yes or no, you think that. You've all said yes, right? So no, he's not getting backed. It's a fact that every club that has not backed Jose Mourinho in the transfer market has ended up sacking him. Right or wrong?
Yep.
Fair enough, yes.
So my point is, you saying he's not going to get sacked at the same time as saying you're not going to back him in the transfer window is stupid. It's stupid.
Well, I'm not Daniel Levy, mate. I'm not Daniel Levy.
Why are you out?
So you're telling me that I'm being stupid, but then it's like he's the one that made the decision to get Jose in. So
listen, Alex.
What do you want to say?
Alan,
you know what I mean?
Wait. Alan, you said Tottenham a serious club, yeah? You'll never be a serious
club. No, I didn't.
If
I said
like
if he was a serious club. I didn't say that.
Mediocrity.
No. I did not say that.
No, I'm going at Alex. The expectations are so low for Tottenham. You're just happy to be there. Tottenham will never go anywhere if friends like you don't step up. You're happy with with Pochettino finishing top 4. But I thought Tottenham was this big club. You've got to
No,
win
no, no.
trophies.
Okay,
Hey,
this is
hey,
where
hey,
everyone's
halfway
getting
neither
confused.
way.
No one said we're
Spurs fans-
happy. We just know our owners. It's a bit different understanding your club and then being happy with it as well.
Spurs
Like,
have
I'm not
different
happy that our owners don't spend and that our owners' ambitions are top four, but that's the reality. That's the reality
You
of
spent
it.
dough
Our
last
owners
year,
Thank
bro.
goodness
What
I've
are you
got
talking
Elena on the stream. Thank goodness.
Wait, hold on.
Honestly,
Okay,
thank goodness.
question,
Because at least she
question.
speaks sense at last.
And Alex,
Thank
you're
goodness.
Question.
Absolutely,
Heavy.
thank goodness.
Question.
Flushing.
How good are your players?
I
'Cause
think
Spurs fans talk
Not
about
good.
your squad.
They're
and
definitely
everything.
better than Brighton, so I don't need to answer that question because they're definitely better than Brighton's. So
Let
there's
me re-
definitely a tactical error today. So
let me
I don't need to
repeat-
answer that question.
Let me repeat what I said again because I wasn't finished. How good are your players really? Because you guys keep talking about bring in another manager and play this brilliant football. Keep talking
No, no,
about
no.
this and that, but I'm not talking about
No,
you.
no,
specifically.
no.
I'm not talking about. I mean Spurs fans in general, but I don't. Barring a few players, I don't think your squad is all that
That's
great.
fine.
you've got
That's absolutely
I
fine.
think-
Let me just explain something.
Harry Kane
Let me
FC.
just explain one thing about our owners and then anyone else can go. Right. The problem is with any other manager, like a project manager, we can build this team up over years. Jose Mourinho doesn't have the time to wait to build this team up, and our owners are not going anywhere. So we are not exactly going to sit here and be like, yeah, we're going to throw 400 million at you so you can win as many trophies as you can in 1 year, and then you're going to get sacked. That is not what Tottenham do. We will spend that over time for a manager. So my problem is that we will not be able to keep Jose Mourinho over a long period of time due to the fact we do not spend enough money in one go. Another manager might actually do this over a long period of time. This is the problem. When Jose Mourinho gets upset, he needs to be sacked. That's given facts. It looks like he's upset some players already. This is the problem. If he's throwing his toys out the pram after one window, this is what Tottenham's like. He should have known exactly what he was getting himself into.
Yeah, paycheck, innit? He knows what he's getting into. Sign that for how long was he
It's
deal?
true. So
How long is
the
he-
long
Elena,
paycheck, it's true.
you're then saying about the players, yeah, and them having sort of a long time. So getting a manager in that's going to work on progression, yeah.
I'm
That
talking
means
about
your
like
players
spending.
that
talking
means
about
your
buying
players
players.
have to be good. If you ain't going to
I'm
spend
talking about
that money, then
buying
that means you've
players,
got to
Jim.
rely
I'm
on.
talking about buying players.
That's just come from a Chelsea fan that's got not a clue whatsoever.
Oh,
Wait,
I'm
shut
I mean,
talking
up.
about
Elaine is
buying
summed it
players.
up
you.
I'm talking about the
I was
fact
talking
that
to you,
we
mate.
might spend
Shut your
we might
guns.
spend 60 million on one player. That's our transfer window done. Right? Okay, we spent 70
Okay.
million. We did well in a COVID window. My problem is after that, we won't be able to get those deals. We won't spend that much. So what I'm saying is 60 million on one player. That's our transfer window. Okay, cool. Then next window, next summer, another 60 million. That is not enough for this squad to win a trophy now. And Jose Mourinho is a short-term manager, not a long term. This is the problem. So I understand our situation very, very well, and I feel like other Spurs fans like to
I'm lost.
ignore
I'm
that.
actually lost,
Listen,
man. This is
Harry,
so
Harry,
lost.
bring up
Well
that Jerome
said,
comment,
in terms of
please.
players. In terms
Yeah,
of players.
Sorry, one sec, guys. Go on, Prime.
That Jerome comment. Players like Ben Davies and Eric Dyer. That's why I keep bringing it up because you
Yeah,
guys.
but we're
keep
not going to
talking-
replace them like that. That's the problem. We'll replace them soon.
You just
Like,
gave
we'll
Dyer a new
replace-
contract.
Please, guys, let me land.
They should have gone because
Guys,
Ben
let
Davies.
me-
Let Prime finish. Let Prime finish.
You guys keep talking about Dyer's not good enough. Why does Jose keep persisting with him as a centre back? You guys talk about Ben Davies not being good enough. Serge Aurier, even though you say he's your best right back, he's still not good enough.
Yeah.
You have so many players that are not good enough. So I don't understand this thing of you guys should be at a certain level when you're not there yet. And yeah, you can say he's not going to spend money, whatever. But you have a manager who can get the best out of the squad that you have and win you guys a trophy or two before you turn to bad
That was
manager.
proven to say that's
Prime,
not
you're
true.
wrong.
That is
That's
not
not
true.
You're wrong.
This
You
is
just
the thing
don't
with-
get it.
This
What-
is
what-
Elaine
what
has just
part-
summed it up perfectly. You're not listening. That's
what
the
part-
problem. You're not listening.
I
You see
no,
what I'm saying?
Oh,
I love you, Prime. Love you, Prime.
Prime
You
is
just don't
listening.
listen.
He doesn't think- he
Terry
just-
doesn't listen either.
No,
I'm
we-
sorry.
Alex, you don't listen. You just talk.
That's summed it up perfectly.
Alex,
That's summed it up
Alex,
perfectly.
shut up and let him speak.
Alex, at the end of the day, listen, it's more a case of people don't agree with what you're saying as opposed to not listening. Because I hear what you say, I just disagree with half of it. It's about spending right. As an example, you got Son and you got Harry Kane, right? You spent lots of money on Bergwijn. You've already got Harry Kane. You've already got Son, right? 3 players there. Mora, semi-final in a hat-trick in the Champions League semi-final, good player. Lamella, yeah, I think you should have sold him a couple of years ago. You man spent how much on did you spend on Vinicius? Like you got him, is a loan fee, right? Was it a loan?
It's a loan, and then we have to spend 40 million. But if he's not playing him, we won't spend it.
Okay, but what I'm saying is you put a commitment in place. If the player's good enough, you spend 40 mil.
If
It's
he's
like
played.
yeah, so, but where's the due diligence on him being good enough or not? Like in the sense of if you're bringing him in, he's got to be good enough. You get what I'm saying? Like you're willing to spend the money on players, but you know the Reguilon deal that you did, you know that's 27 million pound for a very good left back. Like you have bought good players. You've gone out and put a 40 million pound commitment down for Vinicius. Like you've got to bring the right people in. If they end up flopping, you spent how much on Bergwijn? You dropped 27 million on him and he ain't good enough. So that's 27 million pound for a player is enough to bring in a young player from Holland who's good enough if you're doing your due diligence. That's on the club. So you have spent money. I don't think that's a good enough excuse. At the beginning of last season, Potter's last year, you had the third most valuable squad in Europe.
Can I just reply to that?
No. Because we had this conversation in private chat. The valuation of your squad is the ultimate barometer because when you sign a player for £4 million, but you turn him into a superstar and he's now worth 90, you can't be like, yeah, but we only spent £4 million on our attacking midfielder. You did, but he's now worth a lot more than that.
Yeah,
Harry
I agree.
cost you nothing, but a fully fit Harry Kane's worth £150 million. So the expectations grow. At the end of the day, you've bought players and they haven't turned out to be good enough or not. Now, Man United can't moan that we haven't invested money in players. What Man United fans moan about is we bought too many of the wrong player. In some respects, that's what Spurs have done. How many times have you tried to get a good backup for Harry Kane and it hasn't worked out? That's on your club, but you've spent the money on both transfers and wages. Like this kind of notion, you spent 400+ million pounds in the last 4.5 years. That's still a lot of money.
You spent 400 million in one window.
Who did?
So there's the difference.
Who did?
Well, not in one window. Over when you had Jose Mourinho, you spent 400 million and then sacked him. There's the difference.
Okay, so that was
that's for 4 seasons. While you're doing it over what 1.5?
I get that, but you've also got the current squad that is full of amazing talent.
Agreed. So then, do I not look at the manager that he can't get that talent out? If we go by your point, don't I look at the manager?
Yeah, of course you can.
But that's what I'm saying. So then another manager should be able to get more out of these players. Or Jose Mourinho needs to be
maybe
more because these are not.
But then you're not going to spend the right amount. What I hear from Tottenham fans, I'm not directing this just at you. 1 minute is we're never going to spend enough money. We don't spend. We don't have it. The are terrible. The next minute it's but if we just had a good manager, he could get these.
No. It's a mixture.
That's what I'm hearing.
I think we need to spend more, and we need a better manager.
Yeah, that's what I'm lost.
And our recruitment is poor. Our recruitment since so Janssen, horrible signing. Nkudu, NG, Eric Dyer was a squad player. Now he's somehow a first team player. Ben Davis just not good enough. He was a good squad player at one point. He's not even that anymore. Vinicius, I don't know why we're not playing him. Bergwijn, it seemed like a good deal at the time. It's not.
Yeah.
He's just not been good enough. Lamella, I don't even know what to say on him.
Exactly.
Sissoko, £30 million for Sissoko. We haven't replaced Kyle Walker. Aurier, as good as he's been this season, he's not.
Well, Kieran Trippier hasn't been replaced. I mean, and I get that, and that's more the issue here. It isn't just about how much you spend; it's who you buy. Man United picked up Bruno Fernandes for £37 million. That's not a colossal amount of money in this market. You spent nearly that on Sissoko.
Agreed.
Poor recruitment. It is definitely poor recruitment.
Did you realise why we have poor recruitment? Because our DOF left because he said that he couldn't work under Daniel Levy. So that shows that there's an issue with our board.
Wait. Since our DOF left, our recruitment has been shot. Wait. So Jose is not the problem then? You're all going after Jose. I see.
He's not the problem. It's not just one answer.
He's not the solution.
No. Let me explain something. We have a better team than we should be playing out. We should be playing better football than we are. We should be getting results more than we are. So there is part of the problem, but I'm not saying he's the main problem. The main problem is Enoch. Everyone knows that. Every Tottenham fan knows that.
We all said that at the beginning of the stream as well. That Enoch.
No, I'm hearing that. Just a challenge because this is part of why we do the rival thing for rivals to talk to you about their clubs. Listen, everyone who was tuned in, it's great learning. I didn't know who that man was, Enoch. I'm gonna do some research now.
It's an investment company.
I don't know. It's a company. Yes, that's the point.
It's the company that own us.
What, like FSG own Liverpool?
Pretty much. It's an investment company, investment business.
I'll
And
do
Daniel Levy has about 30% of that company.
So you're
If
owned
you
by
wanna know
Daniel Levy.
everything.
So you're owned by Daniel Levy.
She knows her stuff.
Well,
She definitely
in
knows her
one
stuff.
way, in
I'll
some
tell
way,
you.
but
Joe
mainly
Lewis
it's Joe
and Daniel.
Lewis, which owns Enoch.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's okay. I'll have a little look. And anyway,
It's not like.
no. When I say I'll have a look, I mean I'll have a look. And
No, I'm joking.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't know. I can't think I've ever, barring Man United, I never look at who the actual ownership structure of a football club.
Yeah, the club's a shambles.
She knows. The owner
Let's be
knows her
serious.
stuff.
Well, she knows who owns the club. It doesn't necessarily mean every opinion is right. I'm not saying Ellen, like I know Man United. It doesn't mean all my opinions about Man United are right just because I know the ownership structure of the football club. Jesus, Alex. But listen, everyone who's tuned in, do me a big favor and smash that like button. It's really important to us that you do that right now. Go check out that United podcast live on the channel as well. Jake, thanks very much for coming back on and having your say. Alex, Eleanor, Monster, Sam, Jem, Prime, who's fallen backstage. I'm not too sure why he fell out, and maybe his Wi-Fi threw him off. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. Jose out is trending. Get your 20% discount off Manscaped products now on the website. And we'll see you tomorrow. Go sort your dog.